Hello, everyone, and welcome to our monthly second Saturday Intro to Essential Oils class. My name is Tarini, and this is Dipali. So
Hello,
we are both,
everybody.
hello. Uh, Thanks for joining us. I am a yoga therapist, and I am also an essential oil educator for dōTERRA. And Deepali, want to introduce
Yeah,
you?
so I am a yoga practitioner as well as a yoga teacher, teaching for past 8 years. And uh, last year, I got to know about these oils, and these oils have helped me and my students. So we thought that we will also introduce them to our friends and people around us so that they also get benefit of these oils, what we got from our practices and the experiences. So we are here to share this experience today. So Tarini, over to you. We can start.
Yeah, thank you for sharing that. So, something we want to talk about today is essential oils and bringing them into your yoga practice. So, for me, when I first started, exploring my own healing, how to calm my mind, how to like improve my body, my flexibility, and, just started really focusing on my own health. I started being introduced to yoga practices. And when I first, you know, came to yoga and came to my mat, things were really difficult for me. I don't know how it was for you, Deepali, but it was more like they have us in our relaxation, and I was just fidgeting all over the place. Coming to sit for our breathing practices or pranayama, again, I couldn't get comfortable in my body to even start to calm my mind. I would be fidgeting, and then when it came to a meditation practice, there I was at an ashram, and they were telling me, we sit down for our 30 minutes of meditation, and I just remember opening my eyes and looking at the clock, and just only 1 minute had gone by. And it was just, difficult for me to even begin the practices that were going to assist in my own healing. I first came to yoga with a very active and anxious mind, like a very inability to even sit still. I had a lot of body pain from scoliosis. I wasn't digesting my food properly, so I was having lots of physical problems as well as the suffering of the mind. So what brought you to yoga, Deepali, and how was your experience right when you first started practicing?
Yeah, so when I started practicing, because I was into a different industry earlier, and when I started learning yoga, it was very, very difficult for me to even focus and sit in a simple asana like sukhasana for meditation. My mind used to wander everywhere, thinking about so many things happening around. Even in asanas, I used to feel I'm not able to focus. The usual asanas that we do, balancing asanas, it was very difficult for me to balance my mind and my body. So I had to really work on it very hard. And now when I'm teaching yoga to my students, so I see the same kind of struggle they go through. And now, since we have these oils that when I started the practice, we didn't have these oils as where we could use and really balance ourselves. So I
Yeah.
think now with these oils in our hand, we can actually introduce them to our students, and I think they are getting the benefits of that oil
Mm.
that they are using, and that is what I'm getting feedback from them, and that's really making me work on it more and more. So yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Thanks for sharing. I think many people may look around in a yoga class and start to compare themselves to, other advanced practitioners and think like, see, I can't do this. I can't do this. But let me tell you right now, that feels so empowering, is that if you can breathe, you can practice yoga in some form. right? You don't have to be flexible yet. You know, yoga improves your flexibility. So one of the things that we want to talk about maybe is why even come to your mat to practice yoga? What's important about that? And some things that, you know, the benefits of yoga and meditation are, you know, it can calm the mind, connect you with yourself, help your immunity. That's like a big conversation that we have a lot in today's world, is how we can improve our immunity, how we can, you know, overcome the ailments of the body. I used to have a lot of body pain from scoliosis, hip pain, and many, you know, these things, scoliosis, that's like a part of the, you know, skeletal system. So you think, oh, how would I ever even improve that? Something like that, that's like in my anatomy, you know. But actually, you know, regular consistent practice can even help to overcome those ailments that we're born with, like even in the body. And yeah, so just thinking like how we can, like Deepali shared, like I shared, is, you know, to bring the mind to a space of the present moment, and so that we can face our day, face our duties of the day with, like, you know, a little bit more balance, and not in so much the reactive mode to that we get into in the world as we're facing the world. So exactly what Deepali said, I'm just going to share the screen here. So we want to uh, bring ourselves to, oh, I didn't share it. Hold on 1 minute. 1 minute. Gotta share on both screens. So we have our presentation here. Okay. All right. So we have our essential oils and yoga, and something we want to even bring for you is a way that we can sweeten your practice both on and off the mat. So what does that mean? Is how we can utilize this plant medicine in the form of essential oils, concentrated aromatic blends, and, you know, taking the plants and steam distilling them to, or pressing them to concentrate them in a more concentrated form. So this is something I always like to start off with, because Helen Keller, who was, you know, deaf and blind, and couldn't speak also, you know, one of her main famous quotes is that smell is a potent wizard that transports us across thousands of miles and all of the years we could have lived. And something you can see in this photo, as we're, you know, taking in this plant medicine, even from the nature around us, is it exactly shows us how the sense of smell connects us to the earth. Okay, and so what are the qualities of the earth? The qualities of the earth are, you know, the earth element. If we think of the 5 elements that are out there in the world, you know, the 5 elements are manifestations of everything that we see out in the world. We are 5 element beings ourselves. So it's important to connect to these elements in ways that when we're seeking our own healing. So so you can see here that as I'm smelling this flower here, it's truly connecting to the earth element, which is the most grounding of all of the elements. It's one of the containers of earth, 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 water, fire, air, and ether, or the space around us. But all of these elements are contained in the earth element itself. So it, you know, as you're using the sense of smell and connecting to the balance that the grounding the earth element brings us, you're also healing through all of the elements, if that makes sense at all. Just a little overview here. Deepali. So I
So
want to give a little
the three,
introduction to essential oils too in this slide.
so these are the three cool things about essential oils. The first one is their safety, how safe they are. So I would say that these oils are extremely safe to use. You can use them tropically, orally, and through aroma, as Tarini just mentioned that, smell. So I would add here that five senses make such an important aspect of our life. Like, what we smell, we get through aroma, we can really calm ourselves. So this is one way that these three ways, like it is very safe to orally also consume. And second thing is effective. It is more effective than modern approaches that we are, going today to the doctor. I won't say we shouldn't go, but if you can treat certain things at home, that would be my priority. At least for me, if I have something like I can treat myself at home, that would nothing like it. So it's very effective. And then these essential oils are also very good because they reach a cell membrane directly, which I think this is the amazing thing about these oils, because you can use it, you can dilute it with fractionated oil and use it on your body so that you get, if benefit of this. When we talk about affordable, it is more affordable than traditional medical care, because whenever we go to doctor, at least I am sure, Tarini, in USA, medical facilities are very, very expensive. In India, they are reasonably okay. But then if you have these oils, this oil contains, this one bottle of 5 ml has 80 drops. And if you have 15 ml, then I think it's almost 160 drops, if I'm not wrong, Tarini. Is
No,
that correct?
it's 250 drops in a 15 milliliter bottle, and so
Yeah.
that's 250 doses of pure medicine.
Yeah.
that
So
you're
that's amazing. I mean, rather than going to for this, traditional medical care, I would prefer doing using these oils, and I am using. I mean, I do use when I have headaches, or I have tiredness, or I feel low after just before my yoga practice. Also, I am using these oils. So you can save hundreds of dollars, rupees in a year, which we spend on medical costs. So these are very, very affordable oils. So next slide, we're going to see. So three ways to use this oil, as I mentioned. It is aromatic, topical, and internal. So aromatic is through the diffuser. Topical is when, one drop in a hand, you can just rub together and inhale it. You can just drip a drop on a cotton ball and place it in front of a fan or a car vent, and that really calms you down. Keep it simple. Inhale aroma directly from the bottle. You can just smell the aroma, and I have done this of peppermint actually, and I had a slight headache or something like that a few days back, and it really helped me to get over that headache which I had. Okay, next we are going to talk about topical. So topical ways to use this essential oils, you can massage directly to the desired area using a carrier oil. So you can use fractionated coconut oil, which is very good. Common areas of application is your crown chakra, or bottom of the feet, templates, wrist, around your throat. Also, you can use. You can take warm bath, hot and cold compressions, and these are going to really help everybody. And this is amazing thing about oil, that very few oils are in so pure form that you can use it tropically. Topical application also includes the benefit of aromatic use also. So I have used this oil, which is Serenity, and it has given me immense benefits. So I think that's the very good thing about essential oils. Go to the next slide.
Thanks,
Yeah,
Dipali.
Tarini.
Something I also like to think about topical usage is, we may have like an ailment of the body, like a skin problem, or we may have like, some body pain, but what's great is that the skin is the largest organ in the body, right? So we're taking in a lot of the world through our skin. So are we even paying attention to, when we're using lotions or when we're using things on the skin, is it pure? Like a lot of times I was looking at a popular brand, I won't say the brand, but it was even saying that it was an aromatherapy lotion. Then you look on the back of the bottle. I didn't even like, I looked on the ingredients and you don't even really see any pure ingredients, right? Like they may have all these artificial smells in there and maybe it smells very nice, but is it really aromatherapy? I don't think so. It's more when we're getting into these certified pure therapeutic grade essential oils, which is what we're talking about is doTERRA essential oils is, they've been testing the bottle all the way, or each bottle has been tested all the way from the seed to the bottle more than 176 times. So that, as we're showing in this slide here, as the essential oil is permeating through your cells, because the molecules are small enough to really get in through the cells, through each of the cells. Um, you know, as we're doing that, we want to really make sure that what we're putting on, around, and even inside our bodies are the most pure that plants, that the earth, that we can get, basically. And so that's just something I really wanted to add. Some of these, the crown chakra, yeah, is for the areas of application are the top of the head and the bottom of the feet. So that's especially, I mean, that's the crown chakra, but then putting it also on the bottom of your feet can be really helpful during your yoga practice as far as bringing you into that grounding. You're at the top of the two nadis in the body, or these energy centers. So, if you think of the energy that's running in through your body, the prana, two of those, like the ends of those are the top of the head and the bottom of the feet. So that has a way of really bringing us, like affecting the yoga practice in a really healing way. And another one I like to always do is just behind the ears, right? Just behind the ears topically is one of the areas in the body, one of the pulse points, they say, that can directly stimulate the vagus nerve. So the vagus nerve is something is what will bring us into this calm state. There's a lot of research on the vagus nerve benefits and how it can be stimulated by yoga, but it can even be enhanced even more through the usage of plant medicine and essential oils. For internal usage, so there's various ways that you can practice, use essential oils internally. So again, we want to really, really reiterate to you that internal usage of essential oils is not recommended with all essential oils. So even if you're seeing a bottle and it says 100% pure essential oils, really do your research and make sure that, just like doTERRA, we've tested the bottle from the seed to the soil more than 176 times. So you're not getting any harmful, harmful things that they're using, like pesticides or the bottle has not been adulterated or contaminated at all, either intentionally or unintentionally. And you can actually see that at our website, which is source2you.com. And even every bottom of the essential oil bottle has a little number on it. You can go literally track what you put inside your body on our Source2You website. So some ways that you can use the essential oils internally are dripping into a water bottle I like to do this with the lemon essential oil in the morning, which helps to stimulate the cleansing of the liver and the kidneys. It helps stimulate your digestion. So some essential oils, be really careful with this. Some essential oils you can also place under the tongue sublingually, and that goes directly to the bloodstream. Our essential oils, we have these food grade essential oils. So something I like to do is, it's not like I haven't used, like I was just making a carrot and ginger chutney the other day, right? And I was using, although I used some fresh ginger, I wanted a little extra gingery taste to it. And so I just stuck a little toothpick inside the essential oils bottle. A very clean toothpick. And I stirred it into the chutney, and it just enhanced that little bit of a taste of ginger. And not to mention, what we'll talk about is how it really helps your digestion even more. Another thing that people do is they drip a few drops into a veg capsule. I find that this is really like an empty veg capsule, and then you can close it up and then take it. I find this is really important in some of our more heating oils, like especially like oregano. Oregano is really good for, in your immunity. And anytime you feel a cold coming on, you can drop a few drops of oregano oil into a veggie capsule, because when I tried to put this directly underneath my tongue, it's so heating that it had like a little bit of a burning sensation. So any of our heating oils, it's really nice to just, you can purchase it on Amazon or anything that you need, any website that you can find empty veg capsules, and create your own blend. And it also, in the US market, we have, and we can look forward to it in India, is that we can now get little pre-made, like Digest Zen. It comes in capsule form also, for those that are more comfortable just taking a supplement. So the good thing about this is that it passes directly to the bloodstream. It can help with the digestion, the detoxification of the liver and the kidney, and cell rejuvenation and oxygenation. So as we said, again, the essential oils industry is not regulated by any government agency. So please do your research, ensure that any oils you're going to use internally are certified pure therapeutic grade, which is what dōTERRA is. So that's what we'd like to offer for you. And so as we come in to talking about yoga, we're going to introduce it in a way that is through the Shivananda lineage. Okay, so Shivananda has this way of summarizing the yoga practices into these really simple 5 points of yoga, because something we'd like to really, reiterate to you is yoga is much more than on the mat, right? So yoga can come into your life. There's a way, as he's saying, there's proper exercise, proper breathing, proper rest, proper diet. And what I like to also think of with proper diet is proper digestion. Like, even if I'm eating all of the right, quote unquote, right foods, am I digesting it and assimilating it properly? And coming to our positive thinking and meditation. So seeing like only a few of these are actually on the mat, right? How can we bring the yoga into all areas of our life? Dipali?
Okay. So as Tarini, you have beautifully explained these 5 points, and they were so clear. So proper breathing is very important aspect of yogic practices. Pranayam, when we say pran plus ayam, it's a complete control of your breath. So cleansing, detoxifying, and opening is very, very important while you're doing breathing practices. So there are few oils that we can use while for these reasons, like, cleansing, detoxifying, and opening of your nostrils. Peppermint, eucalyptus, rosemary, cardamom, breathe, respiratory blend are extremely good oils for using before the pranayam. And when we talk about breathe is again cardamom seeds, then there's lemon, peppermint, eucalyptus. These all oils have really helped my student. At least I use breathe respiratory blend, constantly, because the city we are staying in, I am in India, Mumbai, and it's a humid climate. So on and off, the climate keeps changing, and due to the climate change, when we get up in the morning, it is constantly causing lot of pressure on breathing, because it's not that easy to breathe, with uh, we have to put in efforts, I would say. We have to put in efforts, and by using these oils, the experience that my students have got in the yoga class is they feel that there is easy breathing pattern. It's opening of their channels, like, and that's amazing, I would say. So breathe respiratory blend again it's a minty, fresh, airy aroma. It clears the airway. And when just I mentioned that my student, I have used it in my yoga class during my practices also. So recently it so happened that I had a headache, as well as my nose was completely blocked due to uh, there was a drizzling in Mumbai, and that caused lot of weather shift. So I used this respiratory blend and I really felt good. I felt that I could breathe nicely. It was opening my complete both the nostrils. So pranayama practice, before starting pranayam, it's very, very important to open up your channels, because otherwise it's difficult to inhale and exhale. And the breathing pattern, if it's not good, it's not going to help you in calming your mind, as well as it's not going to give you benefit of why we are doing breathing exercises. So it can also be applied tropically to chest, back, or bottom of the feet before bedtime. Sometime back when Tarini was explaining how our nadis, like, Sahasrara Chakra, and as well as when you apply it on the feet, it channelizes your complete body. And that's wonderful, Tarini, what information you shared with us. So that's really going to help all of us in doing so. So over to you next. I would like you to explain anything else if you want to talk about pranayama.
So something I just wanted to, I stopped the share of the PowerPoint just so we could give a little example of how we can use the oils internally. So here I have the Breathe essential oil. If you have it with you, you can also demonstrate with me if it's near you. Anyone that has these essential oils with them, they can try. So I just take a little bottle here, take my hand and drip one drop. Just wait for the drop to come. A lot can fall. That was 2 drops. That's okay. And we're going to rub our hands together. You can already begin to smell the aroma. And then cup your hands a little bit away from your face so you're not, you just cup your hands a little bit away from your face. And I like to close my eyes and inform my students to just take 6 to 10 long, deep breaths here. So you're just going to inhale gently and then exhale deeply. So 6 to 10 breaths. And then something I also like to do with this Breathe respiratory blend, like I was just down in the Bahamas and we were doing an experiential class along with these same oils that we're going through today in our class. And something people also really like to do with the Breathe, since it has that minty aroma, just gently open your mouth, maybe on the last breath, and also inhale through the mouth. We don't usually recommend this for pranayama practice. It's usually always through the nose, but the thing is that you can also bring in that sense of taste. You can feel it coming in through the mouth and really cooling and filling your entire chest. Okay, so here we go. Let me just share this screen one more time. just wanted to give an example of how we can utilize the oils aromatically. And again, like we said, you can just also, you can also, what was I saying? I forgot now. Oh, inhale directly from the bottle also. You don't have to put it on your hands. It's also a nice like way to save your oils if you just have a minute or so. You can just place it near your nose and take a deep inhalation, okay? So, Dipali, you can see the screen, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
Tarini, go
Okay,
ahead.
great. So coming on now to proper exercise. So I'm just giving a few examples here because we have different, Swami Shivananda recommends our proper exercises, not necessarily going to the gym, pumping, sweating, all of these kind of things are not necessarily so calming to the mind. And how are they, you leave the gym after a lot of physical exercise and maybe you can't go back the next day because it's whatever you've done at the gym maybe has left it so you're so sore and you can't walk so well, and maybe you didn't stretch so well. So when we're talking about proper exercise, we're talking about asana. And asana can I have a few examples here because there's different kinds of ways that you can bring in a yoga practice, right? So for an example is like we have in the Shivananda practice, our warm-up practice is the Surya Namaskar, or the sun salutation. So these are a series of 12 movements, 12 asanas that are coordinated with the breath. So you also hear this in vinyasa practice. Vinyasa is basically just a series of movements where you're coordinating it along with that breath. So the proper breathing really comes in there very importantly, because it's like coming in to balance your exercise. So in a more active part of your practice, you want, what kind of qualities of plant medicine would you like? You want things that are going to help you feel energized and uplifted, invigorated. So that's something that we really find with all of our citrus oils. Citrus oils are a mood modulator, and they have these ways of really waking you up, opening up the senses. And so some examples of oils you can use to support like the more physical part, like the more active part of your yoga practice, are wild orange, bergamot, grapefruit oil. Grapefruit's one of my favorites. Lemon, as we said. Peppermint also has this way of, just a little scent of the peppermint sort of wakes you up. It's really nice for like the middle of the day rather than reaching for that afternoon coffee. Then, reach for some wild orange and peppermint. And it also has this way of just waking you up and preparing you for the rest of your day. So a few other examples are lime, basil, which is not available in India yet, but we're looking forward to when it comes, and lemongrass also. So the other part of the yoga practice, especially when we're thinking of a Shivananda practice, we always come to the Surya Namaskar as like our warming up, really kind of opening up the body, but we want to bring it down to our asana practice, which is directly translated as like a steady pose, like steady posture, stiram sukham asana. So stiram is a steady, sukham, comfortable asana. So every pose, essentially, we want to get to this space where we can experience both the stiram and the sukham at the same time. So something that you can really think of is any oils that are bringing us to this grounded, connected, like we said, connected to the earth element, and like sort of a centering. Like you want oils that are going to, instead of sending our prana, like we talked about, outwards, like, like we are in the most of the world, in most of our time out in the world, we want to, in this portion of our practice, most of our practice, we want to take that prana and bring it all inwards. Okay. And so when you think of a tree, right? A tree that's there, very steady and grounded, that's what we really want to think about. And when you think of the roots of the tree really going deep down into the earth, because it's steady and grounded. So because of that, you can think that woody, very woody oils, like ones that are, tree oils like cedar wood and vetiver. Some of these oils are not available in India yet, but they are coming soon. So that includes vetiver. Rosemary is available in India now. Frankincense, it's the oil of all trades. Anything that you need. When in doubt, frank it out, is what one of our people from doTERRA says, is that it's really that all around oil. So spikenard is also called jadamansi. It's used in many Ayurvedic medicines, and that's one of our very grounding and almost sedating oils that really helps us, get really grounded and steady. And also patchouli. So just some examples to try. So a little bit of a spotlight on wild orange. So this is a really invigorating oil. It was one of the first ones from doTERRA that I started utilizing regularly in the morning, along with peppermint. I would just wake up in the morning and start my day with wild orange and peppermint. And so it has this fresh and sweet and very refreshing aroma. So we like to say that it's a good oil for proper exercise, or the parts of the practice that are just, we want to feel that uplifted, the energized, and yet it's still bringing you to this space of concentration and focus. So you can either diffuse, like I kind of, when I want the whole room and the whole space to kind of have this overall energy, I'll diffuse a few drops in the diffuser, and along with maybe a few drops of peppermint, or directly inhale, like place a few drops in the hands before that most active part of the asana practice. And this just gives us that additional boost. And like I mentioned before, every citrus oil is a mood modulator. So it has this way of, anytime we're feeling low or sluggish, or maybe even that little bit of a depressed feeling, I know a lot of us will face that sometimes in our lives. Yeah, it has this way of being a mood modulator and really sort of leaving you with this uplifted feeling. So this also, all citrus oils may support a healthy inflammatory response when used internally. So an example of this is the lemon essential oil is one of one of the recommendations of doTERRA when you're talking about utilizing essential oils in your daily life. A few drops of lemon in your water in the morning when you first wake up really does support that healthy inflammatory response by detoxifying both the liver and the kidneys. Dipali? So this is cedar wood. So Dipali, would you like to talk about cedar wood and how it really can bring us to that grounded, steadiness that we seek in our asana practice?
Yeah. So cedar wood actually is a very nutty, woody, sweet aroma. So while doing proper exercises like asanas, if you use it aromatically in your asana class, it's going to ground you because it's one of the tree that it comes from, and that is where the the whole essence of this oil is grounding. So it you can connect to the roots actually. I have experienced this, that when I'm doing balancing asanas, okay, if I use cedar wood, it really helps me to get connected to my roots, and I can stay in balancing asanas for a longer time after using this oil. That's my experience. So also you feel completely protected. So if you diffuse or inhale while you just take it, or like few drops, inhale it before your asana class for your steady poses, you will be able to stand in the posture for longer time. That's my experience. Also, asanas are just not a physical activity. It is connection of your mind, body, and soul. So when we say it's mind, body, and soul, you might be physically present there, but your mind might be wandering somewhere, thinking about some other things. So getting it back into yourself and being there in the present moment is all about yogic practices. And each one of us strive for doing that. And this oil can really help you to get yourself in that state. Um, okay, and also, you know, this is one oil which will connect you with yourself. It's very important. Yogic practices are not just about how you can get into Shirshasana, how you can get into any asana. It's about connectivity with yourself, how you feel when you are in specific balancing asana or you are into any kind of asanas. How do you feel at that? That awareness of your body and your mind are very important. So cedarwood is going to work wonders if we use it in our asana practices. Yeah. Tarini, do you want to talk about Shavasana or should I continue?
We can both, whatever.
Okay. Okay.
So coming to proper rest. Okay, so in yoga practice, this is talking about shavasana, or what they say is the corpse pose, right? So as I shared at the beginning, this used to be one of my most difficult asanas, right? And you don't really necessarily think of it as an asana. Maybe I want to get into a scorpion pose or something. Maybe that would be more difficult, but actually coming to that final rest, resting in both body and mind used to be a really difficult pose for me. And I recognize that in some of my students, people will be fidgeting or maybe mind racing, or maybe, people will think, I don't have time for this, in the busy life. How do I have time to even come down and rest properly? And in thinking of our daily life, how much are we suddenly feeling a little bit of fatigue and we'll reach for that coffee or that other stimulating thing instead of just listening to the body and being like, hey, maybe I just need to lay down for a 10-minute rest for a moment. And when I lay down for that 10-minute rest, not necessarily falling asleep completely, but just allowing the body and the mind to just rest for a moment, and introducing that into your life along with your yoga practice, like, just thinking of which places that we can allow a little bit more rest in our life. And so when we're thinking of coming into our rest, we want any oils that will help bring us to this more calming space, this space of relaxation and maybe even soothing, this soothingness. So some
Yeah.
oils that,
So
yeah, go ahead.
yeah, here, what Tarini said was exactly correct. Uh, the thing is, Shavasana looks like, it's the easiest way of relaxing. You're just going to lie down. But that's the toughest thing in yogic practices because you don't have to do anything but focus completely on your breath. You are alive, but you have to pretend that you are not. And you have to just be there in that state and completely, be aware of your breath. That's the only thing you have to do. And I find many people are uncomfortable, very uncomfortable in shavasana. They keep moving their hands, they keep scratching, like, that whole idea that I don't have to move makes them move more than anything in any other postures. So yeah, using these oils while doing shavasana is a great way of relaxing through aromas also. And
Yeah.
that is what I wanted to share.
And I just had like I said, I just taught this class live, and some feedback I got from a student who was struggling. She was very much struggling with her, coming to a relaxation. The ailments of the body, the pain was really, you know, making her fidget, making her not find this space of comfort. But that was in her regular practice. That was at this ashram we were at. And if as soon as she came to the same practice we were giving her as she was having before, but she had these oils, her feedback afterwards was, I was finally able to rest. I was finally able to, not have like my low back. I think her problem was the hips, and many of us find that. Like, I remember my low back just laying in Shavasana used to really ache, when I was laying there, and I couldn't calm the mind. So some oils that really help with this are lavender, our Serenity blend. It's actually also called the Lavender Peace Blend in some of our markets in some countries, because it has lavender as the main constituent in the Serenity blend. Ylang Ylang oil, Roman chamomile, vetiver, and sandalwood. And so you can see that the Serenity Calming Blend, what's so nice about it is this is a synergistic blend that doTERRA has put together through all of their science and all of their research that's bringing together pretty much all of these oils we just talked about. So lavender, cedarwood, ylang ylang, marjoram, Roman chamomile, vanilla, vetiver, hoe wood leaf, and Hawaiian sandalwood. So bringing all those together, like all in one blend. So why need to go buy each one individually when we can just get one blend that helps us to find that calming relaxation that we find with proper rest. So a bit more about Serenity Blend, also called Lavender Peace, is that it has this warm, floral, and herbal aroma. So it helps induce the proper rest that we're looking for in Shavasana, but also in our regular life. We can use this oil both aromatically and topically, and it brings us to this state of rest, tranquility. I like to think of it as surrender. Like, I'm just surrendering there into the earth element, the earth that's supporting us underneath the mat, just feeling that full relaxation, rest, and ease, and the calm that comes from that. Just allowing yourself to surrender to that support of the earth holding you there. So we can diffuse this oil in the diffuser or inhale with the hands before Shavasana. Or like, I also think of a yoga nidra practice, maybe like putting on like either a recording, or even if you learn yourself how to, move through the different parts of the body to consciously relax, from all the way from the toes, all the way through the crown of the head, even each finger. I like to tell people, even relax your earlobe, we can like coming to that full state of relaxation. And it basically calms the overactive mind and allows the proper rest to fully assimilate the whole benefits of the practice. And that's the reason why Shavasana is so important. It cannot be skipped when it comes to our yoga practice. Dipali?
Okay, proper digestion, food and digestion are so connected. What we eat, we become the way we eat food. So in yogic practices, there are 4 pillars where ahar is given a lot of importance. So what kind of food you eat, how you eat, what is your mental state while eating the food also matters a lot. Okay, if you are, upset about something, it is said that you should not eat food at that point of time and calm yourself and then eat the food. So in yogic practices, sattvic food is given a lot of importance. Sattvic means food that is fresh cooked, warm, and something that's available seasonally around you, rather than calling it from somewhere else. Whatever is available in whichever place you're staying, that's the best for your body. So as per the season also, you have to understand that what kind of food should we have, in which season you can have it. And the nature has made it in such a way that it nurtures us through food. So proper quantity is also very important, but at times it so happens that we go out for some, functions or something like that. We tend to overeat, and then we feel bloating or uneasiness. So here, like, there's this oil which I have been using, Digest Zen, which is amazing. Again, ginger oil also helps a lot. Uh, Digestion blend also is extremely good because it's minty and the aroma is also extremely uplifting. Uh, I had this digestion problem prior to using this digestion, and I started using it for past almost 9 months. I'm continuously using, and that has really given me some kind of, in a lot way. I Little spicy food also used to agitate my complete system. I used to feel acidic or bloated, but now this problem has subsided. And also, one of my student had this problem. I recommended this oil to her. She started using it, and she has also given me this feedback that now she is feeling much more better. And you can use this oil tropical as well as you can take this internal. One drop you can just put it under your tongue, or if you had lot of, as I said, if you have late night eating, like we tend to go out, we can't avoid that, so you can rub it on your feet also. It also relaxes your bloating. uh, when you have stomach upset or gastric problem, occasionally indigestion, you can use this oil in water and have that a glass of water, just a drop of digestion, and that can really calm your digestion and give you a better, I would say not better, but it will enhance your digestion. I think, yeah, that's what has happened to me. So I can really talk about it. So yeah, daily meditation practice. It's an important part of, again, day-to-day yogic practices. Every day you can start with at least 2 minutes. You can start with, then you can go to, like, there should be progression, 5, 10, and this will help you in getting into positive thoughts, because most of the time we are attached to the thoughts or the experiences that happen to us. We are so attached to it that it is said that when we have any kind of news that is good, we don't we just think about it for a minute and we let go, we are happy for them. But something that's not, I don't actually want to say bad and good, but I would say something that doesn't go as per your expectations, we get attached to it, and that is where our mind starts getting into the negative thoughts. So meditation helps in enhancing and uplifting that whole process of getting into positive thinking. And there are certain oils which can be used while meditating. You can use it again, like, aroma helps: frankincense, sandalwood, Palo Santo. Then there is Mary. I have not, these oils are not actually, a few oils are not available in India. So I think Tarini would be able to talk about these oils, because lavender is available, eucalyptus is available, frankincense is available. Uh, Clary sage, I have not used. So Tarini, can you just give us some input about it?
Yeah. Am I audible? Yeah.
Yeah.
So the I was just giving some examples mainly. We have a lot of oils to look forward to coming to the India market. We do have sandalwood on the way. Rosemary is now newly available for the past few months now. Myrrh and clary sage is available, but in a blend that we call um, clary calm, because it does have that calming aspect, but it's also a very good blend for women. Um, like, yeah, like overcoming negative thinking maybe during our menstrual cycle. It even helps to overcome the pain that can come in during our time of the month, the moon cycle. So those are available in India, but something we'd like to talk about is frankincense. So, like we talked about before, frankincense, when in doubt, frank it out. And I love that saying because it's so true when it comes to frankincense. It's this oil that it's warm, it's spicy, it's herbal, It's been being used since ancient times for calming and cleansing and even healing. Like if you think about other benefits of frankincense, it helps to, improve cell rejuvenation, and it can heal even any ailments of the skin. So it can be used aromatically, topically, and internally. And it helps us bring us to this space of feeling enlightened, loved, protected, and really truly connected to source. And if connected to, a lot of people will say that it helps connect them to that source that they believe in, their Ishta Devata, which is really important in yoga. Also, we want to, calm the ailments of the body and the mind so we can really feel that connection to the divine nature that's out, it's in everything that's surrounding us, it's within us. So frankincense really helps us bring us to that connection to source. And so you can, again, diffuse or inhale with the hands before a meditation practice or during times of reflection. So it doesn't even have to be like an official sitting down for your 5 minutes of meditation. Or I said start with 5 or 10 minutes, but of course we want to move, as Dipali beautifully said, we want it to be progressive, but we want it to be approachable so that you can really, Patanjali says abhyasa and vairagya. So what's really important when we're talking about, anything to do with a yoga practice or creating new healthy habits in our life, abhyasa, we want it to be a regular, consistent practice. And vairagya, disconnecting and, non-attachment to the things of the body that are coming up. We want to eventually like detach from the senses so that we can really come into that connected to source feeling. And so this is another really good one that you can apply topically behind the ears. And that's especially what I like to do before a meditation practice with the frankincense. I really notice a difference. Like I said, I was just at an ashram where we had 30 minutes of meditation in the morning and 30 minutes in the evening, and also all of the busy day in between. And so sometimes to come and sit down for meditation as the mind is going, it would really help to bring, I just always brought my frankincense to the satsanga that we had and put it behind the ears, and it really helped to settle me and ground me directly into the meditation practice. And like I said, the meditation I used to really look at every minute on the clock when it came to a 30-minute meditation practice. And I found this last time that I was there that I was just like, wow, that's already over, a full 30 minutes. Wow, it's already over. And I'm wondering if that, was directly related to the fact that I was utilizing the essential oils at the same time. I really do see the connection with that. So Deepali, did you want to say?
No, I just wanted to add that, as you said, meditation is something where people find it very difficult to, they keep on opening their eyes and checking out, oh, what's the time? How much time is it? Or even while we are meditating, sometimes I see my students, they are so restless. So, yeah, you correctly said that if we are using these oils, it can keep you grounded, and it really helps you in staying in that state for longer time, which is important for any meditative poses. Because if there is any kind of stiffness, or if there is any kind of pain, it is very difficult to sit in meditation for longer time.
Thank you for sharing.
So, yeah.
It's something about it that really, I mean, even when we're talking about these other oils that are here, yeah, oopsie. So when we're talking about even eucalyptus, it has this light and uplifting feeling.
Yeah.
And rosemary is something that really helps us with our focus. Sandalwood helps with emotional healing. So bringing all of these together for our meditation practice, you just can decide, again, these grounding woody oils are really helpful with that. but also something that's also grounding while also being uplifting, to really connect us to that source, that feeling of
Absolutely.
source. Yeah. So most importantly is, how do we get these essential oils into your home so that you can bring them onto your mat? So both Dipali and I are dōTERRA essential oils wellness advocates, as well as essential oils educators. So some of that means that some of the things that we do is we meet people one-on-one for wellness consults. We can send out sample bottles of any of the oils that you'd like to try, to utilize it into your practice, and then hopefully get them into your home. So please do contact us. We'll be sharing the contact details in the comments underneath this video, with both Dipali's details as well as mine, Tarini. So whoever's invited you to this class, please contact them in order to get these oils into your home. Because as soon as, we meet online, but as soon as we are, actually getting them into our hands and experiencing the benefits of the oils, you'll really see that what we're talking about here, maybe you'll have some of the same experience. And yeah, so please contact us. Dipali, do you have anything you'd like to add?
No, that's it. You have actually mentioned everything. So I am in India right now. Tarini is in USA right now. So whenever you want, any one of you want to have on a one-to-one appointment, we are ready to do that. So please get in touch with us. And I'm sure these oils are really going to keep you, your family, as well as everybody around you very safe and healthy. So thank you very much, Tarini, for the class today. And that was wonderful being with you and getting some more information and insight from you. Thank you.
Thank you. Maybe we can close with our final chant that we bring into our yoga practice, if you don't mind.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Om Asato Ma Satgamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Amritam Gamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
Thank you. Okay, we can stop.